Good morning, students. Today I'll take the class 12 history class, and in my previous class we have completed the chapter 1, that is bricks, beads and bones, and today we will see the second chapter, that is kings, farmers and towns. I hope all of you have understood the first chapter, and in the e-portal of Bardhavan Model School I have also submitted the questions for chapter 1. I am requesting all the students to please write the answers of those questions and submit it back, then I can do the checking and reply you back. Okay. So now today we will start the kings, farmers and towns, that is the early states and its economies, and the time period is 600 BCE to 600 CE. So it is, you can see that the Harappan civilization or the Indus Valley civilization we have done, that was in 2600 BCE, and this is the first chapter, and in the second chapter we are dealing with 600 BCE. So here you can see that there are 2000 years gap, and the 2000 years gap, many things have changed and many things have to change, right? And many things changed in India, and India became not only a civilization but it became a nation, it became a country, states. And from 600 BCE we can see small states in formation. Small states in formation, from the small states big states are taking in formation. Okay, so we can understand that this period, the 600 BCE to 600 CE, is a very crucial period, because it was shaping the India's history like today we can see it. It was forming the states, it was forming the area. For this chapter we have several resources. We have sources like inscriptions, we have sources like books, we have sources like many other documents like coins and others. So we have valuable resources from this time period, and we can very easily conclude or reconstruct the history of this period, as we were facing problems in the Indus Valley civilization, right? In 6th century BCE is a major turning point in early Indian history. It is an era associated with early states, cities, the growing use of iron, the development of coinage and etc. So you can see that cities are growing. From your previous class, in class 11 we have seen that what are the advantages of living in a town, living in a city. So people are growing in cities, people are making cities, that is very important. And coinage is developed, that means a good trading network is there, a good trading system is going on. And iron, the use of iron is there, that means the weapons were good quality. In Harappan civilization, I told you that one of the reason of the destruction or the end of the civilization were Aryan attack, and the Harappan people, they didn't have any weapon or good weapon to fight with. So when the iron is coming, that means we can make good weapons. And this is the time when people were staying near the rivers, it's basically, and they started living in the Ganga valley especially. And they started living near the Ganga valley, and they started creating cities and states. And this time period is very significant for 16, I am repeating, 16 states, and they were known as 16 Mahajanapadas. I am repeating, it's known as 16 Mahajanapadas. Now what is a Mahajanapadas? Janapadas means, Jana means people and Pad means foot. So where the people have set their foot, where the people have been living, is known as Janapada. In Bengali there is a common word that is known as Jonopod, which is regularly used in Bengali. Like that, it is known as Janapadas. And when that small cluster of people, when the cluster of villages become big, it becomes Mahajanapadas, that is a state. And among those 16s, some were very, very important. Who were they? They were Magad, they were Koshala, they were Kashi, they were Vajji, they were Panchala, they were Avanti, and so on. And also, very important, Kuru. So have you ever heard these names? Some of you have, na? That the Kuru, Panchala, you have heard these names in Mahabharata. The states of Kuru and Panchal, they were having the Kauravas and Draupadi from the Panchal state. That's why she was also known as Panchali. Right? So these states were growing up and they all had a Raja, that means a ruler. So the concept of a ruler was also there. Ruler was considered as Raja, and this Raja was responsible for all sort of welfare, all sort of taking care of the people, and all the cities were protected by walls. They were walls and they were protected by walls. That means the cities were fortified. The cities were protected. Some of the cities among them, like Vajji was one of them, that they had a council of members. They had a council of members and they were having elders, city elders or village elders who come and decide about the fate of the city. Like today we have the parliamentary system. So some of the cities, they were called as Ganas or Sanghas. So we get two type of cities among them, states, that one is ruled by a Raja, that is a monarchy, and the second one, they were ruled by the Ganas and Sanghas, where a council of members, where a council of chamber meetings were held. Right? Among them, among these all, one of the state became very important and it became not only a state, it became an empire. That was Magad. Magad. Can you tell me that in today's India map, where can I find Magad? It's not there today, but the land is still there. Magad is the region in modern day, it is the Bihar and Jharkhand region. It is Magad. And one of the earliest capital of Magad was Patliputra. And today the name of Patliputra is Patna. Right? So the region of modern day Bihar and Jharkhand is a region of Magad. Now why Magad became so powerful? There are certain reasons behind it. One of the very, very important reason is two rivers. Magad had two big rivers. One is definitely the Ganga and another is Son. So two rivers, one is Ganga and another is Son river, is very important for their communication. Nextly, it is good for agriculture. Why? Because you can see two rivers are there, so we can have ample amount of soil, silt, which is good for agriculture, right? Third important, it had forests, so woods were available. You know that the Choto Nagpur Plateau region, which is mostly in Jharkhand, so that was available there, and this Choto Nagpur Plateau region used to give the wood, which is a very important product for them. So wood was available. Number 4, elephants. In the forest region of Chota Nagpur, elephants were available, and elephants were used in warfare. A very important component of a war of 6th century BCE to 6th century CE was elephants. So elephant was freely available. And another important reason was iron ore. You know that again the Chota Nagpur Plateau region is the source of iron and coal. That is the Jharia region, Raniganj region. This is the region from where we have the coal and iron from eastern India. So the Magad people, they used to have the iron. So from iron they could make big weapons. So they became powerful. Next, their first capital was in Rajgaha, which is known as Rajagriha, or today it's known as Rajgir. Was well protected. It was above a hill. It was above a hill and was surrounded by rivers and forest. And lastly, it had very important rulers. Many dynasties ruled in Magad who were very powerful, especially which is not there, which is not mentioned in your book, several names. So please keep this in mind, that rulers are very important. The dynasties are the first are Haryanka dynasty. First, the Haryanka dynasty, next the Nanda dynasty, and lastly and the most important, the Mauryan dynasty. From the Haryanka dynasty, you have the Bimbisar and Ajatasattu, two rulers who actually made Magad, who were very powerful. And from the Nanda dynasty, Mahapadmananda, who was immensely powerful and immensely talented warrior, who actually was ready with his 30 lakh soldiers. And hearing that, Alexander the Great returned from Punjab because he was afraid of facing Mahapadmananda. And then it was Chandragupta Maurya under Mauryan dynasty, and then great Ashoka. These dynasties and these rulers actually made Magad the first and the most big empire, or the biggest empire and the first empire of ancient India. So today I'll stop here, and in my next class I will talk about the early empire based on the Mauryan dynasty. We have to face the Mauryan dynasty first. So thank you.